It's something we think about a lot and take quite seriously, I guess, of the opportunity and the responsibility to sort of shape an environment, even
Yeah.
just for 40 minutes or half an hour or however long you play.
Naarm's dance punk sextet Gut Health have announced their highly anticipated debut album, Stiletto. The album will be released on the 11th of October and includes Separate States, Stiletto, as well as fan favourite Cool Moderator. We're joined by Gut Health's guitarist, Dom Willmott. I'd love to know, where did the name Gut Health come from?
Yeah, I don't know. It was sort of when I joined the band, it was kind of the thing. Athena came up with it. I kind of like it because it's sort of it's like a phrase that exists out in the world all the time. Like it's on like bus stops, and I get like friends and or like ex coworkers who I haven't spoken to in ages, like messaging some like photo of something that says gut health, in the supermarket and things like that. So sort of free marketing, right? Like,
Yeah. You've just announced your debut album called Stiletto, and so far we've heard 3 singles from it. I've seen written down that Stiletto touches on, and I quote, healing qualities of consensual rage. What does that mean? What is consensual rage, and how does that translate into the album?
yeah, it's a phrase we've kind of had for a while. I think we were using it as a descriptor for our first EP like a few years ago, and it's really carried. I really like it. Athena came up with it. What's like cool about live music is you're sort of like creating these kind of community spaces for like an hour or something like that, where everyone's kind of connected into this one thing. And um, it's something we think about a lot and take quite seriously, I guess, of the opportunity and the responsibility to sort of shape an environment, even
Yeah.
just for 40 minutes or half an hour or however long you play, and giving people this opportunity to sort of commune in feelings of frustration or um, anger or sadness, and then kind of take all those things and merge it with kind of the like a space where you would want to dance and you would want to shake it all out and you would want to feel catharsis from those emotions. Yeah.
And so can you let us in a little bit on the behind the scenes of how these songs came about and like the writing process?
Yeah, so like about half the record we actually first made for our first EP like 3 years ago now,
Yeah.
or two and a half years ago now. Um, and then yeah, we kind of developed the rest of the record, um, gigging over the next year or so, and then we went to Button Pusher, this studio in Melbourne, and worked with this beautiful man called Julian Q, who recorded all the bass tracks, like the drums and the bass and guitars and things like that. And then over the next year, we kind of took it away and sort of just chipped away at re-recording stuff, doing overdubs at our rehearsal spaces and at home and things like that. Um, yeah, and pretty much all the things we record, I think we recorded 11 tracks and 10 of them are on the record.
Cool.
So it was sort of, yeah, we kind of had this picture set out pretty early on of what the record was going to be. Um, yeah.
You've actually just returned from a European tour and played with some iconic acts like Queens of the Stone Age and Pond. And you're about to head back on the road. You'll be supporting Hiatus Coyote and also doing some headline gigs. What excites you about this tour?
Um, yeah, the Hiatus Coyote stuff is very cool. We're all like huge fans of them. Um, yeah, and I think this year's sort of been peppered by a lot of like the sort of, the sort of Russian nesting doll of life where you're sort of every age inside of yourself, and it's like 15-year-old me has been kind of coming out with Queens of Stone
Yes.
Age and Pond. And then I think I saw Hiatus play over 10 years ago at the Evelyn, just doing a residency on Brunswick Street, kind of before everything really took off for them.
Yeah.
And so it feels very special, these kind of things to be able to do that. And then secondly, it's like the album's out and we get to finally kind of show that off and celebrate and go on our first kind of proper tour up the East Coast, which is just super exciting. Yeah, we were just in Brisbane last Friday and I love it there, and they really love music up there. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, and what's the response been like so far from the new tunes, getting to play them live?
Yeah, it's been cool. Like I think all these songs that have been singles for the record, we played at our very first show 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So we've been playing them for a very long time, but it was quite cool to see, for example, with like Cool Moderator, previous single, playing up in Brisbane on Friday, and people knew the song, that was very special to kind of look out into the crowd and people being quite into it because they're familiar with it, that's sort of a big part of music and art in general. You kind of underestimate as sort of people seeing stuff that they recognize, so that's been very, very cool. And so it's nice to have Stiletto out because it's anecdotally kind of been people's favorite track of ours. It's the one that they always sort of reference when they've seen us live and things like that, and getting a lot of like, I've been waiting for this kind of like YouTube comments and stuff, which is pretty special because worked very hard on making that song everything that it could be, because we really improvise it a lot on stage live, and so it was like quite a daunting task to kind of be putting a like definitive version onto the album. So it's very exciting that people are enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm really keen to hear the rest of the album, and we'll see you in Sydney, Eora, at the Enmore on the 20th of September. Super keen. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It's been sick.
Yeah, thanks so much.